Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight I'm here to talk to you about this comment that I received on my most recent Colleen Ballinger video, and it has to do with the internet's short-term memory, which I've talked about quite often, especially recently. But I wanted to share this with you guys and a couple of other things, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that so many of these comments raised such a valid point, and if you can hear Axel, he's like right here behind my chair. But very valid points made by many of you guys, and that is the fact that these tags were put on Miranda Singh's videos and they were still so heavily pushed in the algorithm to the point where Colleen Ballinger was one of the biggest YouTube creators. And this is what I constantly talk about, these platforms pushing toxicity, these platforms pushing hypocrisy, these platforms pushing people that should not have a platform. They damn sure shouldn't have a platform that is sizable. And YouTube now wants commentary channels, I'm speaking for myself, to censor the words that they say when covering Colleen Ballinger or Ruby Frankie. I just talked about this in another video, and so these two kind of like cross paths, but it's constant. Okay, we want you to not say these, 792 words because they are flagged, but those words apply to people that y'all allowed their platforms to grow while they were making this content and putting disgusting words in their tags. But now I need to censor myself if I use those words in my video. What a weird world to exist in. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is this comment, and this is the reason that I'm making this video. So this person said this is going to eventually dissipate and time is doing its thing. That's exactly what Colleen is banking on. It's her only plan. This is why so many people don't bother changing for the better or taking accountability, because they are let off too easy. And in my opinion, what she has done is absolutely disgusting. Evidence of so many problems in the world we live in, and it shouldn't be a question whether or not she is allowed to come back. But there is that whole, but she has rights BS. Well, as soon as you start causing irreparable harm to countless young children, that's where you have proven you aren't mature or responsible enough to have a platform for at least a certain amount of time. It's all so frustrating. And she finished by saying, "Keep talking about it, girl. I'm glad you are." Because in that video, I really wanted to make it clear that just because Colleen Ballinger is not the hot topic for a lot of YouTube anymore, I'm not going to be quiet until there is some actual accountability, growth, all the good things displayed from her. Because this is what happens. This is what happened with James Charles. He was literally, oh, okay, I'll go wait for a little while. And sure enough, people weren't talking about it as much. And I'm at fault for that as well. I could have talked about James Charles more than I did. And that's also why I don't want to fall short with this Colleen Ballinger coverage, because it is well deserved, and in my opinion, it's needed. But that's exactly what happens. These people show you who they are. They go away for a couple weeks, a couple months. As I've said before, they usually come back right before YouTube shuts off monetization on their channels, and they'll come out with a really awful half-assed apology. Half the time the apology doesn't even include the words "I'm sorry" and saying what they're sorry for, and that's it. Then they go on making their content, and either new people find them or people who don't care continue to support them on their ventures, and it's a cycle. And there are some creators who have been able to do this multiple times and literally come back from it every single time. And that's the part that blows my mind. Colleen Ballinger and her behavior was first exposed over 3 years ago. Literally over 3 years ago, Adam McIntyre sat on his channel and told the world, this is who Colleen Ballinger is, this is who I am, this is how I feel about it, and these are the inappropriate things that she did to me. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. But it was made clear that she was not a good person back 3 years ago. And nobody wanted to listen. So I just worry that this time around, what's going to happen is she's going to stay offline for a little while longer. She might come back right before Christmas with her cancer fundraiser, and that will be her return. I said before, I don't put it past her to come back with a pregnancy announcement. And her fans were in that comments section and saying, oh, pregnancy was so hard for her, she would never. I don't trust you because you are a Colleen Ballinger apologist. And I put nothing past Colleen Ballinger because YouTube and being on social media is literally everything to her. It is what pays her bills. It's what gives her a luxurious lifestyle. It is what has afforded her to be able to, just this year, I believe, buy a $6 million home. It is how she puts food on the table. So if you don't think that the possibilities are endless, then I don't know what to tell you, because I put nothing past this woman. I did receive a couple of comments, and this is typical, but basically people saying, well, this is being blown out of proportion. Colleen's not, quote, that bad. And what I have to say about that is, just because you don't think that somebody is that bad does not mean that I am obligated to stay quiet or silence my opinion or only make a video every so often. Just because it's not a big deal to you doesn't mean that it's not a big deal to me. And this is my channel where I make my videos on things that are on my mind. And those who want to watch can watch. Those who want to leave a comment and agree, do that. If you want to disagree, do that as well. But nobody is obligated to say, well, you know what, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Because things that are a big deal to you might not be a big deal to me. And that's okay. I don't understand this whole idea of people taking literal opinions that are so surface level and, very simple and straightforward. And it's like constantly trying to bend and mold it into something that they can be upset about. It's very strange. But either way, I come across a lot of opinions, some even about myself, that I don't necessarily agree with. But you know what I do? I keep it moving. Sometimes if I have an extra couple minutes, I'll be snarky if it's on my own channel and leave a comment back. But usually, if you have an opinion that you don't like me, if you have an opinion that I'm a mean girl, if you have an opinion that I'm making too many videos on Colleen Ballinger, that is okay. Do you know how much sleep I'm going to lose tonight? 0. Because after I do this video, I disconnect. It's all good. But, no big deal to you. It might mean something to me, and it's all good. But how do you guys feel about that? Do you agree that the internet has a short-term memory? Do you understand why I'm saying I think that this should still be covered? I hope that bigger channels continue to cover Colleen. And, I know that the Ruby Frankie situation is a really big hot topic right now. But I would hope that as, commentary channels, or even if it's like a drama channel, whatever you label it, I don't care. But I would hope that within covering things that are popular, Colleen could still be talked about as well, because, you know, again, I think that it's important. Maybe those people don't think it's important, but I'm here to hold up my end of the deal. So those are my thoughts for tonight. If you like the video, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.